They added an X close button. This is the technology they were talking about. This is the Ready Player One Matrix level that they needed to get their game off the ground. Yo, so you know it's a good day when Earth 2 has a new update on their website. And I know that KiraTV's already talked about this, so go check out his videos. He's got some secret logs to look at, which is kind of interesting. So his video is actually pretty informative. I don't have any logs. I just have their website, but it's still pretty interesting nonetheless. So let's go ahead and get into it here. And I'm going to start off by just talking about their updates because in the entire month of August, aside from this one that I read the last time, they only have these two updates. So this will be a quick one, and then I'll move on over into talking about EPL. So that'll be fun. But anyway, let's look at their first two updates. So we have on the 20th of August, so 14 days past adding Mintars, they improved bid option and selecting tile features for the grid view. Improved slotting section, now displaying more than 20 properties. Fixed Mintars not transferring when selling a property. And fixed minor issues with the user interface not loading properly. So it looks like in 14 days, they managed to fix 4 minor bugs. This one right here is actually pretty interesting. So they fixed Mintars not transferring when selling. This seems like something that you would probably know about pretty early on, unless you're not selling that many properties maybe, or if this issue is rare, or if it's not many people are buying Mintars. Or maybe they're just really slow at fixing issues. I don't know. But this seems to be a problem here that it takes them 14 days to fix 4 minor bugs. But then 6 days later, let's see what they had. Added X close button for adverts appearing in the grid view. They added an X close button. This is the technology they were talking about. This is the Ready Player One Matrix level shit that they needed to get their game off the ground. Oh my God. It only took them, a month. I don't even know how long these advertisements have been up. Probably took them longer than a month. Let's see what else they did. Fixed an issue where jewels were not visually updating for slotting section. Fixed an issue with new properties bot not coming with Mintars. Fixed the search bar for the slotting section. Fixed an issue with new properties bot not coming with Mintars. This is the same fix, unless buying a property automatically slots it with a Mintar now, but it seems like this is the same fix and they just wrote it again. Fixed the search bar for the slotting section. Nice. How did they fix the search bar though? That's the real question. Was the search bar just not centered? Was it not wide enough? Did they just change the CSS just a little bit and put that as a fix up here? Who knows? Fixed resource page, sometimes displaying an error messaging or an empty page when loading the inventory or when activating filters. Wow. So they have another 4 bug fixes, although this one is probably the same one. And then they added an X so you could actually close the advertisements. This is premium development. Premium. But that's not why we all love Earth 2. It's for these ridiculous updates like EPLs. This shit is going to be fucking interesting as fuck because because I mentioned Kira's video at the beginning and he mentions that this was meant to only be purchasable with Essence originally. But we'll see later on, and in fact, we can see it right here, that you can actually pay real money for this. So I, for one, am absolutely shocked. I mean, baffled that they actually charged real money for this. I thought that this company would only charge real money for things that needed to charge real money for. I would have never thought this company would go back on their word that this would be pure Essence. What a shocker. What a shocker. And I know all you Soy Earth 2 fanboys out there are going to come in here with like, oh, well, you don't have to purchase it. What did they say in the article where KiraTV was like reading where they're like, oh, you don't get mad if Fortnite sells a new skin? No, but you would get mad if Fortnite sold a new skin that they said was going to be free to everyone or that you were going to be able to get for a reward. And then you could just bypass that and purchase it. Holy fuck. But let's read this. Let's read this cutting edge technology. The Earth 2 Property Locator, EPL for short, is a unique global identifier players can upgrade on their property. It provides a similar function as a URL to a website, yet for now. Wait, is that even a real sentence? It provides similar function as a URL to a website, yet for now. Does this just mean 4 now? Okay. I don't know. Is this like a normal way people say this? Let me know in the comments because I've never seen it written like this and that actually confused me for a second. In its initial release, is universal and more simplified. The EPL allows users to overwrite the standard cryptic identifier with a more user-friendly and discoverable world phrase. These words or phrases are unique and therefore limited, and being universal will have limited availability. Moving forward, EPLs will be an integral part of the Earth-2 platform, be key in connectivity, and will even have their own dedicated premium Earth 1 portal. Okay, so basically, the internet already does this. You probably just don't know. So when you connect to a website and you type in like google.com, that's called a domain name. And the DNS links it to the address of that website. Now, the address is usually some string of annoying numbers, and people won't be able to remember that. Plus, places like Google have actually the same website replicated across different regions in the US, so they might have multiple of these long strings of numbers. So to make it easy, they create this domain name, and then some stuff that your router does kind of chooses which path to go to get to that spot. It's like a phone book, and it looks it up and it says, okay, I want to go here, and that's name, this is the name, and this is the actual address. And then it goes and it just like travels on its own. It does all that shit on the back end. Some really genius engineers came up with that so you don't have to do it. But essentially what they're doing is they're just doing this on their back end. It looks like it doesn't look like this is an actual URL. And even if it were, URLs are incredibly cheap to purchase. So it wouldn't justify the cost of this at all. But either way, I'm assuming that this is actually just on their backend. They just put this in a database somewhere, and storing that data is at most negligible. That's how much it costs. So they're charging you an absolute premium to just name this location. Okay, this is ridiculous. And what you'll notice is that they make it seem like a privilege. We're gonna let you rename the URL to a unique thing. This isn't new. This isn't cutting edge. In fact, this has been around since the very first website had a name. So like they market it like it's some genius play, but this technology or this protocol or this idea has been around forever, almost as long as the internet's been around. Upgrading an EPL on your property will make it memorizable, searchable, and ultimately another layer of discoverability in addition to its real-world geographical location. EPLs will not only serve purpose throughout Phase 2, but also in Phase 3, enabling users to teleport directly to your property location by inputting the reserved EPL. So this is literally acting like a website. Like they described it, like their description is pretty spot on. It's just their portraying of how like revolutionary or amazing this is just way off. This literally works like a URL with a DNS. So the normal URL for this is probably some ridiculous shit like this. Yep. That's probably what the normal name for a location is. And so they're just letting you name this to like, I don't know, Bob's house or whatever. Okay. That's all it is. So all they have to do is in a database have like 2 rows. They have to be like property deed. And then they just put that in one table. And then on the next table, they say what name. And then they just link that to your shit. And it's that easy to do. So this is like ridiculously overhyped and like kind of over explained here. Like most people can kind of figure this out, right? Like if you think about it, your house is actually located at a very specific longitude and latitude, but you don't use that when you're telling people where your house is. You just give them your address. It's the same fucking thing. Every Earth 2 property holds a unique EPL generated using numbers and letters, which corresponds with the property deed. Okay. Any player can upgrade their property's EPL to a name of their choice using the following guidelines. You will need money or essence to upgrade your EPL at present. There are 2 ways to pay for EPL. And remember, originally it was only supposed to be essence. So then they're like, well, we can make more money. So they do it this way. With money, standard pricing will be $9.95 per EPL. Holy shit. For original claim of ownership, but as a special limited promotion. Wow, you're so nice. The developers are so nice. They charge you $4.95 to write a new name in their database. Holy fuck. That is incredible. And will include at least 24 months before any type of renewal required. With Essence, for a duration of 60 days after the official launch of EPLs or until user-to-user trading of Essence becomes available. It's incredible that they don't have this available yet. Whichever happens first, the price will be set to 100 essence per property for the first 2 properties a user buys. After this time period, or after the second EPL has been purchased with essence, the pricing will update to 400 essence, if it is not already determined by the market price for essence. See next point. Note, once user-to-user trade with essence becomes possible, this price will be determined by the free market. Okay? From that point in time, the exchange rate between EPL price in money and the amount of essence it will cost will be determined in real time by the current exchange rate. So also, the exchange rate is going to probably be heavily influenced by these developers themselves. They'll probably pump it up a little bit. So like this 495 seems like a steal now. They're going to make it seem like this 995 seems like a steal in the future, because this might pump it up to like, I don't know, $15, but they're really just doing some shady stuff on the back end. That's my guess. Honestly, if you pay $5 so that you can name your location in a database, that is fucking ridiculous. Please, that is nuts to me. Holy God. At some point in the future, EPLs will require an annual renewal fee. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So if this, like, let's pretend they're actually using a website. So if this were a real URL, it would cost you like $10 to $15 a year, okay? But keep in mind that they are making money off of every transaction that happens here. And that includes they're making money off of you purchasing like the ability to upgrade this EPL to whatever you want. And they're also going to be making money off of any other transactions you make on their website through your property. So instead of just fronting that 10 to 15 a year, which honestly, they wouldn't be using a real URL, because that would just be so dumb when they could just write this into the backend, which is for sure what they're doing. Like, even if they were creating a URL for each one, which they're not, this would be so ridiculous to charge someone annually just to hold this like name. Like, there's no way. And besides, it already has to have the URL. So they already are. If they were creating a URL, which they're not, it would already be held here. It's not. They're just renaming it, which like a DNS costs like, I don't know, 50 cents a month. So if they're charging you $10 a year instead of like $6, which it costs them a year. Ooh. But they have this special promotion, right? But they're also not doing that. What they're doing is they're just putting it in their back end. So it costs them pretty much a penny a year. Not even that, probably. It costs them probably less than that to do. Whatever. Why are we charging? Well, this not only assists with ongoing Earth 2 general supply costs, actually, they're charging you so that they can just make more money. That's pretty much it. After all, we need to create sustainable longevity in Earth 2, which you could do already with how much you charge with everything, but will also incentivize players to actively utilize their EPL and avoid mass hoarding. What? How would you mass hoard an EPL? Can you name a single place multiple times? What? How would you even do that? Importantly, there are future plans which allow users to sell their EPLs on, oh my God, on an open market, in addition to being able to sell EPL combined with their property. Oh my God. So they're also probably going to make money off this transaction. These people literally only look for ways that they can increase how much money they make off of this shit. And all of you fans out there, you just buy it up. You're just like, I love paying these people more money for no reason. Perfect. The size of the property and class of the tiles will affect what name you're able to reserve within those constraints. The name must be a minimum of 4 to 7 characters and a maximum of 36 characters. So I would love to know more what they mean by it will affect what name you're able to reserve. How will it affect it? Please be respectful when choosing your EPLs, as they are subject to an ongoing blacklist of blocked words. When choosing a name for an EPL, all reasonable community standards in terms of respect for other people and youth protection guidelines apply. In this regard, if you can reasonably assume malicious intent in the selection of the EPL, we reserve the right to sanction against the account in addition to withdrawal of the EPL. So, oh, they're for the people. But hey, if you break the rules, we're just going to steal all the money you have in your account. Or maybe just take away your EPL, which you paid for, and you're going to have to pay for it again. Bruh. Instead of just asking them to rename it, they're just going to rip away all the stuff you've paid for. If you think a player is not respecting the rules listed above, or if you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to contact the support team. How to set up your EPL. Okay, so the rest of this is just boring. You just give them money. Let's see if they're okay. So the rest of it is just how to set it up. So that's pretty much it for this like EPL shit. But listen, if you're still on Earth 2 and you see this shit and this doesn't make you just have a complete aneurysm with how much money you've put in the game already, I don't know what to tell you, because this shit, like at this point, like there's no way you think this is actually legit. Like you must be out of your mind. This is ridiculous. How could you look at this and think, yep, I'm going to spend money on that? No shot. Absolutely no shot. But hey, if you disagree with me, leave it down in the comments. I'll have a conversation with you like I did in all my other videos. And you can go look at those if you want to see some of the conversations I've had. Although some of you fanboys tend to delete your comments. I don't know if you're scared or if I proved you too wrong and that's what the problem is. But you're free to leave a comment if you like. If you do agree with me, please like and subscribe to the channel. I do a decent number of Earth 2 videos as well as videos about other gaming topics. So check those out as well. And then leave a comment down below as well, just to show that you care, because it helps me out in the algorithm. But yeah, that's it for the video. Peace. Thanks for watching.